Hi dear students, today we are going to discuss about standard 9th unit 4 electric charge and electric current. So in this lesson that is depends on the electricity. Based on that electricity, the source of electricity, it is very important. The source of energy, that electricity in our day-to-day life, that main important thing. இப்போலாம் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி இல்லாமல் நம்மளால் இருக்க முடியாது. ஸோ அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சூழ்நிலைக்கு நம்ம வந்துட்டோம். ஸோ பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தட் electricity, electric current, first one we are going to discuss about that electric charge. So electric charge. Electric charge, which means we know that fundamental quantity, fundamental property, time, mass, temperature, these are all in a fundamental property of matter. Electric charge is also fundamental property of all matter. So matter, we know that matter is made up of atoms and molecules. Yeah. These are all very fundamental concept, as we know earlier. Matter is made up of atoms and molecules. Then atom have the particle, electron, proton and neutron. So what is that electron? Electron is negatively charged particle. Then proton is positively charged particle, and neutron do not have charge or chargeless particle. So these all that fundamental particle in atom, these are all represent in the charges. The main important thing, we have to explain the negatively charged particle, that electron and proton, neutron. Familiarly we have to explain that electrons. Then electric current. Electric current, which denotes that moving charges. So the flow of charges with respect to time, that is electric current. Related to that definitions, problems, we have to discuss next class, that continuation. So the moving charges, that electrons only. Then in this lesson we will study about electric charge, electric current, and related to electricity, electric circuit, electric potential, everything we have to learn this lesson. Next, the electric charge. First one thing, we know that nucleus, it is inside the atoms. So atom oda inside வந்து நமக்கு nucleus இருக்கும். For example, this is the nucleus. This is that orbit. This is atom inside that nucleus. In that nucleus is made up of proton. It will have that proton plus neutron. Remember this one, we know that protonum neutronum நமக்கு சேர்ந்தது தான் என்னன்னு சொல்றோம் அப்படினா, that is nucleus. So in that this is nucleus. Proton is positive charge, then this is chargeless particle. Then electrons is revolve around that in orbit, that nucleus of orbit. So atom la and nucleus க்கு அடுத்து electron வந்து அந்த orbit ல வந்து சுத்தி வந்துட்டு இருக்கும், that is electrons. So nucleus of the orbit, it revolve around the atoms. in that orbit, that is electrons. So these things that related to that electric charges. Now we have to explain that positive charge and the negative charges. So the charges, if the electrons removed from the atom, ஒரு ஆட்டம் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். இந்த ஆட்டம்ல வந்து இப்போ சப்போஸ் கன்சிடர் 2 electrons. இந்த ஒரு எலக்ட்ரான்ஸை நம்ம ரிமூவ் பண்றோம். If the electrons are removed from the atom, the atoms is gained. Atoms becomes என்ன நம்ம சொல்லலாம், அப்போ atoms become, electrons remove ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா atoms becomes positive ions, positive charge. Then it is called that positive ions. Yeah. Okay. Then if the electrons are removed from the atoms, it will become that atoms, it will become the positive charges. Then it is so called the positive ion. Then if the electrons is added, that are included in the atoms. So இப்போ நம்ம எலக்ட்ரானை ஆட் பண்ணுறோம். So exceed in the atoms. So added in the atoms will come negative charge. Yeah, is clear? So electrons வந்து remove ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா atoms வந்து positive charge ஆயிடும். That positive charge it will become positive ions. Then electrons வந்து add ஆகும்போது it will come that atoms negative charge மாறிடும். Then that is called negative ions. Negative ions. So based on this book itself given one example, that one we have to read. That example, when you rub a plastic comb on your dry hair, the comb obtains power to attract small pieces of paper. Is it not? Did you see this? So என்ன சொல்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, ஒரு நம்ம பிளாஸ்டிக் கோம்பில் நம்ம ஹேர் தலை சீவும் போது அந்த கோம் வந்து சம் பீசஸ் ஆஃப் பேப்பர்ஸை வந்து அட்ராக்ட் பண்ணோம். அதை நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கோமா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறாங்க. So attract பண்ணோம். So based on this we have to explain the charges, positive and negative charges. So when you rub the comb vigorously or forcefulness, நம்ம சீப்பை வச்சு நல்லா சீவும் போது, நல்லா ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணி சீவும் போது, electrons from your hair leave and accumulate on the edges of the comb. எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் வந்து அந்த ஹேர்ல இருந்து எங்கே போகும் அப்படின்னா, இன்கேஸ் இந்த கோம்போட இந்த ஷார்ப் எட்ஜஸ்க்கு வந்து எலக்ட்ரான்ஸ் வந்துடும். ஸோ இந்த ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் எலக்ட்ரான் வந்து இந்த கோம்போட எட்ஜஸ்க்கு வந்துடும். ஸோ அப்போ ஹேர் என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, ஹேர் கெட் பாசிட்டிவ் அயன்ஸ், positive ion, and comb gets negative ions. So in this example, in your book itself given that your hair is now positively charged and it has lost electrons. Electron வந்து hair வந்து lost பண்ணி comb கொடுக்கும். Comb is negatively charged, it has gained electrons. So comb வந்து gained electrons, then hair it lost electron. So electrons வந்து இங்கிருந்து remove ஆகுறதுனால this is positive charge, that the comb it get the electrons or is added, that is negative ions. The electric charge is measured. Now we are going to measuring electric charge. The electric charge is measured in Coulomb. C-O-U-L-O-M-B. Coulomb. The symbol is represented, that is C. So the unit of electric charge, that is Coulomb. It's measured in Coulomb. The Coulomb is a scientist who has discovered that electrostatic force. So that unit will come in the scientist's name. Coulomb represent the C. It is measured in the electric charge. So in this electric charge is very tiny value, very that small amount of value and very tiny value, the smallest value. Then fundamental electric charge is a fundamental unit. With the charge is equal to, the charge value is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. The unit is charge or unit of the Coulomb. So this charge is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb. This is the value of one electron. So that one electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. So you have to remember this. Then any charge has to be on integral multiples of the fundamental unit of electron charge. So we are going to that charge is equal to electric charge, the integral multiples of fundamental unit charge. Fundamental unit charge of the electron E, and n is that integral multiples of this value becomes n is the whole number. It will come 0, 1, 2, 3. So Q is already we know that. What is a Q? Q is a charge. Q is charge and E is the electron. That value we know that 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 Coulomb. Then n is the whole number. N is whole number. In that number of electrons easily we have to find out. So charge Q is equal to Ne. In case that any charge in terms of Coulomb only, 1 Coulomb charges, 5 Coulomb charges they given means easily we have to find out the number of electrons. So number of electrons N is equal to Q by E. Based on this we have to derive and do some problems. Now we are going to do one problem. How many electrons we are going to find out? How many electrons in terms of number n is equal to what? How many electrons will be in 1 Coulomb of charge? So charge they given Q is equal to, tell me 1 Coulomb, that the given data you have to write 1 Coulomb of charge. Then we know the charge of 1 electron. Charge of 1 electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 Coulomb. So this is a charge of electron. Now how many electrons? So the number of electrons we are going to find out means already we know that Q is equal to Ne. Here N is equal to Q by E. So what is the N? Q is equal to 1 Coulomb. 1 divided by, so electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Then here 1 by 1.6. 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 will come upstairs means that 10 to the power plus 19. Here minus 19 மேல வரும்போது plus 19 வரும். So இங்க நம்ம 10 ஆல மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணனும்னா 10 divided by 16 வரும். So 1.6 வந்து 10 ன்னு வரும். 1.6 வந்து 16 into 10 to the power 19. So now in that you have to divide this term. 10, 16 easily you will do this. 0.0 here we can add point touching is 0 add panni. Now 16 6 or 96, remaining 4, then add 0, then 260 so 32, then it will come 8, then 5 16s are here 80. it will come. So what is the value of 10 divided by? Here that answer 0.625. 0.625 into 10 power 19. Here we can change this. What is in that already we studied in mathematics la scientific notation படிச்சிருப்போம். இதுல 6 point இங்க ஒரு பாயிண்ட் வைக்கும்போது 6.25 means இங்க ஒரு term reduce ஆகும் 10 power 18. So that is electrons. So this is number of electrons. N is equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons. So here in that problem given 1 coulomb of charges. In case that 2 coulomb, 5 coulomb, 8 coulomb like they given means we have to do the formula based on this method. I hope you all understood. In electric charge we have represent the coulomb in the measured in coulomb. Practically we have that coulomb, micro coulomb, that this is symbol is micro. How we can write this symbol? Number line put number. So this is micro. Yeah, micro in that order 10 power minus 6 coulomb. So micro coulomb is 10 power minus 6 coulomb. Then next one nano coulomb. Nano means nano 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Then another one is pico coulomb. This pico coulomb 10 power minus 12 coulomb. These things practically we have normally we use in the coulomb, micro coulomb, nano coulomb, pico coulomb. 10 power minus 6 micro, 10 power minus 9 nano, 10 power minus 12, that is pico coulomb. Then the charges additive in nature. So additive in nature na நம்ம charges வந்து add பண்ணிக்கலாம். So additive in nature normally. So the second one, the algebraic sum of all the charges. Algebraic sum of all the charges located in a system. So what is algebraic sum of? Algebraic is nothing but sum means we know that addition plus. So the algebraic sum, which means that positive and negative. Positive irukum, negative irukum. So that is algebraic sum. So the algebraic sum of all the charges located in the system. So for example, let us say that a system have two charges. One is plus 5 coulomb and another one charge is minus 2 coulomb. I think book itself given this. Plus 5 coulomb charges, minus 2 coulomb charges you have to take. Now here we are going to find out the total charge of this system. Total charge in the system or net charge. So this is algebraic sum of all the charges now. Algebraic means here plus 5 coulomb. Then sum plus minus 2 coulomb. So how we can say, how we can write this is equal plus 5 coulomb minus 2. What is answer? Plus 3. Plus 3 coulomb. Okay. This like we have to find out the total charge. So this only we have to say that additive nature. So algebraic sum of all the charges. For system like charges, number of charges we have means easily we can add. So additive nature. So charges on them add panikla. These concept only. Then electrostatic forces of two charges. Here consider that charges is Q1 or charge. then another one charges, that is Q2. So between the charges we have the force. That force is nothing but electrostatic force. These electrostatic force obey in the Newton's third law of motion. I think in your 10th you will study the Newton's law of motions. I think lower classes also maybe you learn that what Newton law of motions. So in this electrostatic forces is obey the Newton third law of motions. So Newton third law of motions, Newton third law of motions. So in that Newton third law of motions, which represent that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, action and reaction. So one charge is the force on one charge, that is action. That another charge is, that is reaction. Or a charge or force or charge or force வருது அப்படினா that is action. அந்த charge இன்னொரு charge மேல ஏற்படுத்துறது வந்து என்னன்னா reaction. So vice versa, this like will happen. These electrostatic forces obeys the Newton third law of motion. The electric force. Now we are going to explain about the electric force. So there are two types of electric force. One is attractive and another one is repulsive force. So in the magnetic properties we know that attractive or repulsive. Attract or repel as we know earlier. So here the like charges is repel and unlike charges attract to each other. So what is like charges? Positive plus Q charges and another one is same plus Q charges. So this is like charges. So in this like charges is repel to each other. Positive also repel agum. Then next one, negative charges and negative charges. This is also like charges. Inge negative. So this is unlike charges. Sorry, like charges. Negative charge, positive charge. Same charges are like charges are inside. That is repulsive. So this is nothing but like charges repel to each other. Rendume repel agum. Two charges. Same are the charge. So here next one, unlike charges. How we can describe that? Unlike charges or positive charge and another one is negative charge. So positive charge and negative charges. These two charges attract to each other. So unlike charges attract to each other, then like charges repel. So this is that electric force depends on the like charges, unlike charges. We have to remember this. Then what is electric force? The force existing between the two charges. Two charges are more than the charges. So the force existing between the charges. Now here positive and negative charges. So between the charges the force existing. Your force on the produce exist. That force is so called as electric force. Next one, this force is non-contact force. Non-contact force, naturally we have to say that when the charges are not in contact, contact so when the charges are not in contact, so here the force can be experienced. The force can be experienced. So in that force is electric force between the two charges. Even not in contact, the force can be experienced. So these things very important related to that electric forces. Electric field, next one. Electric field, in that the region in which a charge experiences the electric force forms the electric field around the charges. So we have to consider that is charge in which the charge are positive or negative charge. In that charge, in the region, we rescue charges we have to take. In that region, experience the electric force, form that is electric field. So இது ஃபுல்லா நமக்கு அந்த field வந்து electric field அப்படி நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறோம். The charges around that field is called as that is electric field. So அப்ப the region ஃபுல்லா என்னன்னா நமக்கு அந்த electric field இருக்கும் அப்படினு சொல்றோம். So now we have to describe that direction of electric field. So in the how to find out the directions, in case for example that isolated positive charges and isolated negative charges, how we can mention the direction of electric field, how to draw this. So now the direction of electric field, which means here the direction of electric field is the direction of force that would be act on a small positive charge. For a positive charge or small positive charge எடுத்துக்கிறோம். அந்த positive chargeல ஒரு அந்த charge மீது ஒரு force create ஆகும். The force on the charge. So அது நம்ம என்னவா கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கிறோம் அப்படின்னா that is electric field. So that is electric field. In that therefore the lines representing the electric field are called as electric lines of force. So in that ஒரு chargesக்கு நம்ம ஒரு line draw பண்ணுவோம். That line is that is ஒரு direction நம்ம mention பண்ணுவோம். The direction is the direction of electric field lines. So the electric field lines, that is electric field line or the electric lines of force or electric field lines. In that what is electric field lines means the electric lines of force or electric field lines, straight or curved paths. One is that is straight and another one is curved paths along which the unit positive charge tends to move in the electric field. Like ஒரு positive charge எடுத்துக்கிறோம். இந்த positive charge move பண்றதுக்கு சரிங்களா tends to move one place to another place, that representing the electric field lines. We have to represent we have to conclude that based on the electric field lines. So now the electric lines of force on imaginary lines. So that is we have to draw the lines that is imaginary line only, that electric field lines are imaginary lines, and a straight and a curved path, in that we have to represent the electric field lines. This is imaginary line. Next how we can draw the electric field lines here. For isolated charges, the direction of electric field radially inwards. Positive charge also radially inwards. Negative charge means, so these are all the field lines. So that is radially inwards. Negative charge, the radially outwards. So that is inwards, radially inwards. That is isolated positive charge ku electric field lines radially inwards ah irukum. The negative charge ku radially outwards. Radially outwards. Then first one isolated positive charge, second one that is isolated negative charge, radially inwards, radially outwards. Then or one positive charge and another one is negative charge means. So already we discussed unlike charges repel to attract to each other. So here the electric field lines or electric lines of force start from positive to negative charge. So the electric field lines are positive to negative. So this is curved path, curved line. So that is, this is a straight line. For isolated charges, that is straight line. Then two different charges or positive and negative charges, the electric field lines start from positive to negative. Then main important concept that properties. Now we have to say the properties of electric field lines. Already we know that. What is the property? The properties of electric lines of force start from positive to negative charge. The electric field lines start from positive charge to negative charge. Then this is imaginary line only. Then where it will be start and end. Start from positive to negative. Second point is here, never intersect. So the electric field lines are never intersect. They intersect agadu. Okay. So these are the properties. I think these two properties alone you have to remember. Even book itself given or not, don't know that, you have to learn this. So electric field, then electric field lines, direction of electric field, then electric field lines, the electric field force of electric field lines. Then properties of electric lines of force. So these things you have to learn. Electric potential. Last we discussed the electric field lines or electric lines of force. Based on that electric potential we are going to explain now. So electric potential in that charge irundhuchu appadina and charge suthilum namakku electric field irukum. So as we know that though there is an electric force attractive or repulsive existing among the charges, they are still kept together. Is it not? We know that the region of electric charge, there is an electric field. Or charge irundhuchna adha suthilum namakku electric field irukum abindratha we know that. Then other charges in that we have to consider in the field la innor other charges irukku, same thing, or negative charge irukku, or in that we have to consider that is positive charge, or positive charge idhe or field la. So in that region, in the region la or positive charge irukku. So appa nama in the charges rendume even there is opposite directions only. Here that produce that electric forces, electric force only create agum. Then these electric forces we can keep themselves together. So how we can here we are going to mention the electric potential in this term. ஒரு நெகட்டிவ் சார்ஜ் அதை சுற்றிலும் நம்மளுக்கு ஃபீல்டு இருக்கும், அந்த ஃபீல்டில் ஒரு பாசிட்டிவ் சார்ஜ். இதை நம்ம ஒரு சிஸ்டமாக கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா here we are going to use the electric potential. So the measure of the work done on unit positive charge. Unit positive charge to bring to that against the all electric forces. So work done on unit positive charges to bring it to that point. So unit positive charge to bring that one point. So அப்படி நம்ம கொண்டு வர்றதுக்கு we have to explain the electric potential. So in that this is electric field lines in that arrow mark. This is line is electric field. This arrow is represent the electric field lines. In that is minus. This is positive charges. So negative charges, this direction positives goes on this side, means here it produces that uniform electric field. Uniform electric field. In that uniform electric field, we are going to explain the electric potential. Very important concept. You need positive charge to bring to that point against the electric forces. Or electric force create against to that ஒரு யூனிட் பாசிட்டிவ் சார்ஜை நம்ம ஒரு பாயிண்ட்டுக்கு நம்ம கொண்டு வரும்போது அங்கே வந்து நம்ம என்ன டேர்ம் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா எலக்ட்ரிக் பொட்டன்ஷியல். தேங்க்யூ.